Hello and welcome to Extension Network. I'm Terry Carter.
And I'm Leah Wilson.
And we're with UGA Cobb County Extension, and we have a great show lined up for you. I'm going to let Leah tell you some of the things she has going on.
Okay, March is National Craft Month, which is my favorite month of the year. So on March 13th and March 27th, I will be doing demonstrations here in the office from 12 to 1. It's a lunch and learn, bring your lunch, and I'll show you how to take different objects around the house and remake them to use in other ways in the house. Today, I'm going to show you how I take coffee grounds and turn them into scrubs. Now, coffee grounds can be used for scrubs. You can use them in your to clean pots.
Oh, wow.
You can clean them also to deodorize your kitchen, your refrigerator.
Oh.
You can put them inside your candles, and when you light the candles, you'll smell the coffee. But today, I'm concentrating on scrubs. Now, these scrubs are very soft for your hands, and you can also use it on your skin. And these are just regular coffee grounds. So what I do is I take the coffee, once I'm done with the coffee, I leave it on the paper, and then I just leave it to dry out, and it takes about a day or so. Mm-hmm. And then I put it in a container and keep it refrigerated, because if you don't refrigerate it, it will mold. So today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy scrub. You can use it in the kitchen, or you can use it on your body. So it's very simple ingredients. All you need is coconut oil. Now, you don't have to use coconut oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use different types of oils, whatever oil you prefer.
What about olive oil?
Olive oil works fine.
That's one of my favorites.
But okay. I prefer the coconut oil because it just smells better to me.
Okay.
You can use, like I say, it doesn't matter what kind of oil. You'll need some brown sugar. Now, if you don't want to use the brown sugar, you can also use sea salt. Sea salt works. Then I put a little scent in mine. I use these body scent oils. Do not use essential oils, because essential oils is not made for the body. Unless the product says it's made for the body, do not use it on your body. It will cause problems.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Thank you. And the other one I use is vanilla flavoring. You can use vanilla extract or lemon extract, mint extract. You can use any of them. All this stuff is found in your kitchen, so it is all safe for the body. All you need is some coffee grounds, of course, a bowl, melted coconut oil. Now, coconut oil will usually, it will
start to get hard again, right?
Yes, yeah, it goes with the whatever the temperature in the room is. Yeah. So I like to use, in the microwave, you can use it, but if you want to do it on the stove, I would suggest you double boil it with a pot with water and then another pot. And then let it boil, come to a boil, and then take it out. It will stay warmer longer on the stove, because microwave stuff, gets cool faster. So to get started, one more thing I want to tell you. Now, for storing it, I like to use these containers because they really, really tight, and you can keep it up to 6.
It has a seal on it, so
exactly.
That seal helps to maintain the freshness of it?
Yeah, and that way you can keep it up to 6 months in a jar like this, in the refrigerator, of course. But you can put in these little mason jars, and I would say keep them no more than 2 months in the refrigerator. And I would make small batches if it's just for you, because after a while it might start getting kind of rancid. Okay, to get started, I'm going to take some coffee grounds, and it smells good. It really smells almost like you can reuse it.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet you could. I don't know if people have ever done it before.
I don't know either.
You probably could.
But I take about a third cup, or a little bit more, and mix it in here. And then I'm going to put the oil in it. And the oil is up to you how much oil. You don't even have to add oil. If you like the coffee scent, you can just keep it. I put at least 6 or more drops.
Let me ask you, where do you find the scented oil?
I usually get them at a store that sells soap products, like Hobby Lobby and Michael's.
Oh, okay.
They have a special section of these type of oils.
Okay.
And then I add a little bit of brown sugar. Now, you could take just plain brown sugar and coconut oil and use it as a lip scrub.
Oh.
All this stuff is found at home in your kitchen. You don't have to buy anything.
Very nice.
So I'm just going to add just a little bit. And then the vanilla extract also is a scent, really. You can use that or both. It's up to you.
Because we know if it's something that we can use from the kitchen, we know it's not harmful for us, and we can use it on our skin if we can eat it. So
Yeah.
that's great. We don't have to worry about any artificial
Exactly.
products or anything that's going to harm us. Really
Right.
cool. I like
So I
that.
usually just move this out the way and just kind of mix it up. Now the sugar scrub is great. I mean, because you can eat it right off your lips. So.
I can smell that coffee now.
Smells like fresh ground coffee,
Yeah, it
right?
really does. Yeah.
And then I add the coconut oil. And I add that a little at a time because I don't want it mushy. So you may not need all of that. And the cool thing about the coconut oil is you can reuse it. Once you can put it right back in the container. I wouldn't put it back in this one, but I'd set it aside and let it harden and then put it back in the container. It's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit more oil. See, I kind of like this little pasty.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, trying to see how much oil you're going to put in. It still has the granules.
Yeah,
It's not sloppy or wet looking right now. at this
exactly.
point.
Okay, I think that's good. And it's going to get a little bit drier as it
Oh,
sits in the
okay.
kitchen. And then I would take a container like this one. It's washed. Always make sure you pre-wash all your containers. Anything you're going to use for your body, you want it pre-washed. So, and if I wanted to give it as a gift, what I would suggest is that you put a tag on it to let people know what the ingredients are, because sometimes people may be allergic to certain things.
Even though it's from the kitchen, it still could be something they're allergic
Exactly, like coconut oil, maybe
Yeah,
the
some people-
coconut,
to. Yeah, so you definitely want to let them know what's in the ingredients. Wouldn't want to be liable.
and just put the top on it.
It smells amazing. I love that.
Yeah,
It
you-
smells edible almost.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That smells good. I like that.
Just put your top on it and put it in the refrigerator, or keep it. I keep mine by the sink, really, during the day. And then when I get through cooking or whatever, you can take it and it exfoliates your hands, and it makes them really, really soft. And that's the coconut oil that makes them soft like that.
Oh, wow. You can do that right there in the kitchen and leave this beside your sink. So after you finish washing your hands and exfoliating, you can just let it go straight down the drain. You don't have to worry about a
Nope.
mess. That's good to
Nope.
keep it right there in the kitchen next to you.
Nope.
That's amazing. I love that idea.
And see how simple that was? And now Terry's going to take it to the next level.
Okay, well, I too have something that we can do with the coffee grinds in the garden. So my emphasis today will be what you can recycle in the garden. Since this is Crafting Month and Leah is kind of focusing on the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, I'm going to recycle something as well. But let me talk about the coffee grinds and how to use them in the garden first. Well, your coffee grinds as well as your coffee filter can be composted down. So once you take that filter and the coffee that you've used in your coffee maker at work or at home, take that and you can put it in your compost pile and it will completely compost down. Some people actually take some of the coffee grinds and just sprinkle it in their potting mix with their plants as well. So you can do it either way, but you can definitely recycle. So if you have a really large area outside where you're gardening, definitely think about saving your coffee grinds and your coffee filter. So
Okay, let me
Leah,
ask you this though.
Yes.
Is there a length of time that it takes to break down, or
well, it won't
does
take
it
that
matter?
long because paper will break down pretty quickly. So this won't take, I would say, maybe a couple of weeks at most, but it'll break
Do you
down
need to
really
tear
nicely.
it up?
Nope, you don't have to tear it up. You can leave it just like it is, and it'll break down on its own.
Okay.
All right. So what I have here, Leah, is you know where we have things that our kids once used, and we have these memories of our kids and
yeah.
the toys they played with. Well, this is one of those. This is just a little child's wheelbarrow, and you know everybody keeps some toys from their kids. And so if you have some things that you really don't want to get rid of, and you want to keep it for sentimental value, think about upcycling it. That's a
That's
word
it.
you use a lot, upcycling.
Yes.
Well, I thought about this, and it's so cute.
Yeah.
But when I looked at it, it doesn't have holes in the bottom. So I'm a little concerned about this and not being able to drain out. And I'm not really handy, so I was like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. But handy dandy Leah
You
has
know
an
it.
idea. So she decided that we could take her drill and just put some holes in here. So I'm going to let Leah take it away for now. And I think we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 holes in here so it drains out pretty well, Leah. So you go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. Now you get a good sized bit. You don't want the bit too big, or the holes, all your dirt will drain out eventually. So I just got like a medium sized bit.
Okay.
And what I do is I just aim it right for the area. It don't take much.
Wow,
See
it
there?
sure didn't take much. Nice size hole, too.
Good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Now this one we may have to. Can you get it from the inside? I was gonna say. You may have
No,
to-
we good.
Okay.
This is one of my things, girl.
All right. I kind of like this drill thing.
Yeah, power,
kinda
baby.
cool.
Ain't nothing like power. There you
Okay,
go.
so we have our holes in here. I don't know if you can see those, but we have 4 holes in here now. So our water will drain out, and so this way we can leave it outside, so when it rains, the rainwater will go straight through it. So the next thing we want to do with this, what I like to do is once I have the holes in there, sometimes the dirt can still clog the holes. So what I like to do is just to add a piece, some shards here, and this is just basically an old terracotta pot that fell over outside, and so instead of throwing that away, I just
Recycle.
took it, once again, recycling. So I'm going to put a few of these over the holes, and what happens here is when the water goes down there, the holes won't, they won't get clogged up because you have these pieces over it, and that
Wow.
way the water can go ahead and drain out while the soil stays in. So that's easy.
Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
You don't throw away those old
Yeah,
terracotta
yeah,
pots.
you can do something with, and I use this all the time. So I save, anytime I break one, I'm sad, but I do save these and recycle them that way.
Okay.
All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to use your potting mix. Now, this is just a regular potting mix, and it is for potted plants, meaning a plant that is in a pot. It's not for garden soil, so if you actually have a big garden outside, you would use garden soil. This is potting mix, and this potting mix can be used indoors or outdoors.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, indoors or
Yeah,
outdoors,
yeah.
so it goes both ways. And whenever you're starting a new plant, you really want to start with new soil. You don't want to use old potting mix because all of the nutrients will have drained out of it, so go ahead and start over new. So I'm just going to take my potting mix and I'm going to pour it in here. And you want to get this up pretty high. A little bit
Smells
more.
good.
Smells like fresh soil, yep.
Dirt.
And that's the difference. That's the difference in having something that's fresh and one that's, let me see, just a little bit more here.
How long can you keep the soil?
Well, in this container here, our plants will not need a lot of nutrients, so this can be kept in here for a very long time, at least a few years. I'm thinking at least 3 or 4 years maybe.
Okay.
But you can add some fertilizer at some point because some of your nutrients will eventually go away. This already has nutrients in the soil. So those things that you see in there, that's the nutrients that's already in there. So now that we have our potting mix on here, what we want to do next is start to put our different plants in different places. So we're going to start with the tallest one first. And that's this thing here, and I really don't know exactly what it is, but it is in the cactus and succulent family. So it is a succulent. We want to take it out of the pot. Now, if you wanted to, you can leave this in the pot and just do it like that. Okay?
Oh,
just
will it
sit
grow?
like that.
It will
It'll
grow.
grow, but I'm going to take mine out because if you take it out, then it gives the plant more room to grow and spread out, and the plant will get a bit larger. So I'm going to put this right back here in my back corner.
Okay, are these succulents? Are
Succulents.
they are for outside only, or
Well,
can you bring them inside?
They are really for outside, but succulents can be brought inside, but just know that you'll need to have at least about 5 to 6 hours of good sunlight if you have them inside. So some type of lighting will be needed for
Grow
these.
lights? Can you use grow
Yeah,
lights?
you can definitely use grow lights. Yeah, I think mine will probably end up outside once summer comes around, and I'll use this as an accent on my front porch.
Oh, that'll be
Okay,
nice.
so we have the one plant in there, and then we want to look at all the things we have here. I'm going to do my plant first, and as you see here, I have a lot of different decorations here. I have a little house here, which is really a bird house, and the bird house was a Christmas ornament, so I'm going to use that as my house.
Recycle.
Yes, recycling again. This is something I picked up at the thrift store, really cute little kids.
Reuse.
This one somebody gave to me that was a crafter. So we're taking somebody else's crafts and reusing them again. And this is just a little wooden bench, and the bench is so cute. I love that. That's my favorite piece. And you can kind of pick a piece that will be your centerpiece as well. Have another small succulent here. This again is a car for my son, and he is 18 years old now. And so you can imagine how old this car is, and it's been out in my front yard. I pulled it out the yard and cleaned it off this morning. It's amazing how much dirt can be in a car this small. Talk about a dirty car. And here we have mushrooms, and these are fake mushrooms here. A really cute plant I found, and this was just in the garden section at one of our big box stores. Here's another plant I've had for about a year. I'm not going to use this one, but this one can definitely be used because it's been sitting here for a year. So I know that this plant won't get very large. It'll stay pretty small. Here's something else you could put in here. Now, I'm probably not going to use all of these things today. And some of these things are really not to scale, meaning they're different sizes. And that's okay. This is just for fun. And this is really a nice project that you can do with the kids because you're using the kids' toys, you're involving the kids in it, and it's like a kid's garden. So this is going to be something they really appreciate and they'll probably take care of. So let's see what else we can get in here. I'm going to start with my plants first. Well, I think I'll see how the house goes here. I'm going to put the house back here. It's going to put the house back here in the back, okay? And so next I'm going to go ahead and put, I believe, this plant. This is a pretty green cactus plant. I love this one. Even though I've broken some of the cactus off, I'm going to see if I can save them. So I'm going to put them back in some dirt. So I'm going to kind of put my cactus plant here. And I'm just kind of
You're making it up as you go.
Yeah, I'm kind of making it up as I go. And the thing about it is, if it's not the way you want it and you don't like it, you can pull this stuff up and change it around. Nothing here is permanent. Okay, here's our other little one here. This is a tiny little one. I love this one, though. It's so cute. I'm going to put this one here in the front. There we go.
You know, the Dollar Tree sells plants that look like this. They're not real now.
They're not real, but they look just like this.
And you can use those outside just to sit, you know.
So if you don't have a green thumb, guess what?
Exactly.
You can use fake plants. Now, here's a plant. This is what I was talking about. I just pulled this one up, and I'm just going to kind of, let's see, I think I'll put this one back here. Kind of like that, kind of like so, nestle that. I'm going to put my house up here, straighten that up a little bit. All right, so next we can start to add some more things that we really like. I have this big thing here, and this I wanted to kind of use as a road, so we could kind of put that in there if we wanted to. Okay, and then we could sit. We could sit. Yeah, we're doing a lot here. We could sit that there, and then we have our kids here, and I'm just going to sit the kids here.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, and then we have a car here. I don't know where the car is going to go. We could actually take this out and put the car here if you want it to be specifically for a boy and leave this out, or you could put this somewhere else. Take it and put that there. And then the only thing we have left here are the mushrooms, and you could just kind of stick those mushrooms in there any kind of way. And look how easy that was.
Yeah, that's
very simple. Cute. And all you have to do now is water it. Now, if you wanted to, you could use some moss here and put all around here to cover up that dirt if you want to make it look really
like grassy.
Cute. Yeah, to make it look like grass. That's a little messy, but you get the idea of what we're talking about, and you can fill all these areas in with that.
That'd be nice.
Once again, you have to make sure it looks pretty now, but you have to make sure you water this, because if you don't water it, your plants will die, especially once you first get started and trying to get them established. Make sure you just put a little water around these. They don't need a lot of water, but you just want to get them acclimated to their new environment. So this is it. Isn't that cute?
Okay, now what point would you have added the, if you wanted?
Well, if I wanted to now, I could do that. And I could just take some of these, it's the same color, and just sprinkle this around here for a little bit of added nutrients, all in here. You could do this anytime. You could also put some eggshells in here. Take your eggshells, crunch them up, and add them to this as well.
Do they need to dry out?
Yes, they definitely you need to rinse them out first, and the eggshell will actually add calcium to it. But yeah, you need to dry them out, wash them out, and then dry them out, and then crush them up as small as you can, and you can add that too. So a lot of things can be recycled and used again. So that's about all I have, Liz. So what do you think about our?
I think it's beautiful. And you can, on the holidays, you can do it differently.
Yes, you can take some of these things out. You could put a Santa Claus in here. You could change your plants out. You could put a sleigh in here where the car is. So you have a lot of options for this.
And then also when you're out shopping now and you go to the thrift store, you see a lot of different types of containers now that you can turn into outdoor gardens.
Yes, yes. You don't have to use this. You can use any kind of container. I've seen people use a man's big heavyweight boot.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I've seen people use suitcases, especially the old-fashioned square ones that we used to have, that you would carry your things in. You can use all different kinds of items that you have.
But you got to make sure you put those holes in the bottom.
Yes, yes, you have to put the holes in the bottom. Don't forget that. That's all important. So this I will probably keep inside under some good lights, and then come summertime, this will go outside. So Leah, let me ask you, what else do you have going on? Do you have any events planned upcoming that people can come to and learn a little bit more about what you do?
Yes, like on March, if you check our website, carbextension.com, I mean, that'll lead you right to it. And when I do programming, it is always listed. But like I say, this is March. This is Craft Month. So I'm going to do things with maybe some cans and make jewelry out of them.
Oh, wow.
I have so much in store for you. For that 1 hour, it's going to be packed. So please call 770-528-4070 and just register. You do not have to pay anything. Just show up with your lunch and enjoy.
And don't forget the lunch.
And don't forget the lunch.
Because we won't be providing lunch, but you're welcome to eat while you're here. Well, I think that concludes our show, Leah. And so I hope you've enjoyed Crafting Months and the upcycling and recycling we've done. So please join us for this wonderful event, and thank you so much.
Yes.
The land-grant university system was created to advance agricultural and mechanical sciences 150 plus years ago. And we realized that some of the research that was coming from out of the land grants, it was not reaching the people. So the Smith-Lever Act was passed 100 years ago. The purpose of that act was to create the Cooperative Extension Service, which was to take the research that was created by the land-grant universities and actually give it to the people who could use it.
And so that was the genesis for the creation of the Extension Service, or the Cooperative Extension Service, as it was called at that time. It was to take the research-based information from the university, from that land-grant school, and get it to the people who need it so that they could use it to improve their lives, their economy, and to improve agriculture.
Well, I lived on a farm until I went off to be in the Navy and to go to college. And my father was a very fine and aggressive farmer. And of course, the source of our advice when Daddy wanted to do something better or learn about a new species of peanut or cotton or corn was to go to the Extension Service. And they gave him whatever advice he needed. And it was just like a constant source of inspiration and advice and counsel, and sometimes correction when he was doing something wrong. And as I grew older and when I came back from the Navy and spent the next 17 years as a full-time farmer, I saw firsthand the great value of what the Extension Service offered to everyone in our county, not just farmers, but everybody in the merchants and others who did business with farmers and depended on agricultural income.
My earliest experience with the Cooperative Extension Service came as a result of joining the 4-H Club when I was probably in a middle school age group. They encouraged us to participate in competitions, and we had to learn our various project areas and make presentations in the local and the district competitions. And also, I began to show livestock as a part of my 4-H project and continued to do that for a number of years. So the Cooperative Extension Service and its supervision of 4-H was an important part of my younger years.
I serve Fulton County. It's a large county. We don't have that many farmers, but we have a lot of people. And we have a lot of families that just simply need help. So Extension brings that human touch to our community. We answer the questions directly. We give it to you in a manner that you can understand and you can use, and you can apply it immediately. So Extension is kind of like that friend next door. You may not talk to them every day, but you're really glad that they're there.
One of the advantages that we have is that we're always on the cutting edge of the newest information, the newest research that's coming out of the University of Georgia. And we are a direct source that our clients can come to find that information. We're a filter for that information. And we are able to explain it in a way that people can use it for practical everyday application, whether it's on the farm, in their families, or in their communities.
An increasingly important element of Georgia's and America's total production of food will have to be designed toward meeting the needs of our own country and other nations more than it has been in the past. So I think the gamut of influence of Extension Service, I don't think has been minimized in recent modern days, but I think the opportunities to expand that influence has been greatly increased now and I believe in the future.
I think the future for cooperative extension across the nation is very strong, and I know in our state it is.
The simple problems in agriculture have been solved, and they've been solved for the last 100 years or so. Only complex problems remain. Our researchers on our land-grant universities working in multidisciplinary teams will provide solutions for these complex and complicated problems. But how you transfer that information back to the farmer, back to the agribusiness, back to the family or the youth development specialists through 4-H is going to be very different. That's where cooperative extension has always been good. That's what their strength is, and that's where we see them being so important in the future.
We're continuing to see evolution in the production of agricultural products, and I expect that to continue. We will probably have fewer farms, but larger farms. And the Cooperative Extension Service certainly has a role to play in that new structure. They've adapted very well to the changing circumstances and the changing economy of our country over the last 100 years, and I have every reason to believe that they will continue to do that here in Georgia for the next 100 years.
The most rewarding part of my job is being able to help people and provide current research-based information for our clients. They come to us over and over for that information because they see us as the #1 source of information that they can rely upon, whether it's for their farm, their agribusiness, or for their families.
Real life changes. Extension brings real life changes, and being that agent in the community on the ground, being that agent to serve is a pretty miraculous thing.
In all the ways that I had an early developmental life in earning a living and learning how to live as a productive citizen, I would say the Extension Service had a major beneficial effect on me.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
Finally, we found his assignment. He rushed through it. I wonder if he even learned anything.
I wasn't gonna get it right, so I just wanted to get back to playing my video game. At least I'm good at that.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.